In June 2021, a wealthy woman living alone in the United Kingdom went missing. A devout Christian with close ties to her community, she frequently attended gatherings and maintained regular contact with her friends. Her sudden disappearance drew widespread attention, prompting the local police to launch an investigation. Before long, disturbing details began to surface. The missing woman was 67-year-old Mei Huan Zhong, known by her English name Gemma. Originally from Malaysia, she had been living alone in a two-story house in the Wembley area of northwest London since 2004. She rented out part of her home to church friends for companionship. Mei Huan was outgoing and sociable, often enjoying afternoon tea with her neighbors. However, beneath her cheerful exterior, she struggled for years with paranoid schizophrenia, which made her emotionally vulnerable. Despite her challenges, she maintained a close circle of friends, particularly her best friend Gemma. Gemma, a 38-year-old British woman, previously worked as an orthopedic doctor in Australia. Coming from a wealthy family, she now resides with her mother and sister in the Brent area, though their home has fallen into disrepair in recent years. Gemma befriended Zhong Mei Huan through their shared faith, and the two became close friends. During Zhong's illness, Gemma volunteered to provide emotional support. However, instead of improving, Zhong's condition continued to worsen. By spring, her mental health had severely deteriorated, leading to delusions about relationships with the prince and the prime minister. Concerned, her friends forcibly admitted her to a hospital for treatment. While her condition showed slight improvement, hopes for her recovery were dashed when Zhong suddenly disappeared. On June 11, Zhong's tenant was the first to notice her absence and reported it to the police. The authorities launched an investigation and discovered CCTV footage showing her last known appearance on June 9. At that time, she was walking on a street near her home, accompanied by her tenant. Given her frail physical condition, it was highly unlikely for her to travel alone, and her failure to contact anyone has left her friends deeply worried. Gemma claimed that Zhong Mei Huan had returned to Malaysia, stating that Zhong had long planned to retire there. However, when police checked immigration records, they found no evidence that Zhong had left the country. Her passport showed no recent activity. So where did she go? 16 days passed with no sign of Zhong. Then, on June 27, a tourist in the seaside town of Salcombe, 300 kilometers from Wembley, discovered a headless body.
What's your emergency?
I just found a body.
Right, okay. A body, is it? Are they breathing?
No, they're dead. They look like they've possibly been there like a few days or something. There's some blood and stuff.
Right, okay. Bear me a second. Let's pop this on.
Police confirmed the remains belonged to Zhong Mei Huan. Her skull showed multiple blunt force trauma injuries. Forensic experts ruled out animal involvement, concluding that the wounds were inflicted at the time of her death. Further investigation into surveillance footage around Zhong's home revealed that Gemma had been visiting frequently. Some of Zhong's friends mentioned that the two shared a close relationship. However, tensions arose a week before Zhong's disappearance due to a financial dispute. Gemma, unable to secure stable employment and desperately needing money to repair her crumbling home, had borrowed £200,000 from Zhong. After recovering from her illness, Zhong reconsidered the loan and suggested that Gemma sell her house instead to improve her living conditions. This advice upset Gemma, and on June 8, Zhong texted her, asking her not to visit for the time being. Surveillance footage reconstructed the events of June 11 at 640 a.m. and Gemma arrived at Zhong's house with a large suitcase. 5 hours later, cameras captured her leaving, this time carrying two heavy suitcases filled with Zhong's personal documents. She then took a taxi and left the area. That evening, Gemma sought medical attention at a hospital for a hand injury. In the following days, she emailed missing persons organizations, pretending to be concerned about Zhong's whereabouts, and mislead Zhong's tenant by claiming that she had returned to Malaysia. On June 26, Gemma rented a black Volvo from a leasing company and loaded Zhong Mei Huan's body into a suitcase before driving to Salcombe. Throughout the trip, she meticulously tried to cover her tracks, using a phone SIM card belonging to a deceased neighbor to communicate with others. After refueling at a gas station, she drove 300 kilometers straight to a wooded area near the small seaside town, where she disposed of Zhong's remains. On her way back, her car suffered a flat tire, forcing her to visit a repair shop. The mechanic later recalled her odd behavior and noted a strange, musty odor coming from the trunk.
Police! Hello there. Hello, how are you? Yeah, good. There's no answer. Sorry, what's your name?
Sorry, I'm asleep.
Are you Gemma?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, Gemma. Just put you on a second.
Sure, sorry.
Come on a second.
Sorry, can I
Gemma, do you want to come up?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, just want to see them.
Hands, just so your hands. Alright, Gemma, at this moment, I'm arresting you on suspicion of murder. Okay, you don't have to say anything, but you may have a defence. Do not mention one question, something which you later rely in court. Anything you do say may be given evidence, okay? Once we're in the cuffs.
Am I allowed to...
I'll explain everything to you, okay?
Should I get some
Yeah,
shoes
sorry.
now?
What?
If you want to one sec.
Inside.
Who's inside at the moment?
Mother.
Your mother?
Yeah.
Okay.
When police searched Gemma's home, they discovered Zhong Mei Huan's personal documents along with a forged will that appeared to be an attempt to seize her estate. During interrogations, Gemma remained silent and refused to confess. On October 270, 2022, the jury unanimously found her guilty of murder. She was sentenced to life in prison, with a minimum term of 33 years before being eligible for parole. The case drew widespread attention as Gemma became the first person in the UK to be sentenced live on television. Her cold and unremorseful demeanor shocked the public.
The car stank, didn't it, Gemma? Stunk of a dead person.
No comment.
Stunk of Deborah's decomposing body. Is that right, Gemma?
No comment.
Zhong Mei Huan had selflessly cared for Gemma, never imagining that her trust and kindness would be repaid with betrayal and brutality. This tragic case serves as a grim reminder of the complexity of human nature and the fragility of goodwill.